G'day folks, here's just a bit of an update on Great Chesterford Junction, and you can see here that some scenery formers are starting to go into place. I'm using polystyrene sheeting that I've had for many years, and it's quite easy to cut, and it makes quite a good product for forming the basics for scenery. Here's my little signal box in its cutout in the hill, and then we move around to the tunnel which leads off to Little Bardfield and Bamford. Now this tunnel is right on a baseboard join, and I've had to fit it in so that once I take the board away on the right hand side with the little walls here, they stay in place on this side as well, and then the tunnel is fixed. So these parts here are fixed to this board and can be removed. Also the tunnel inner there is a bit of PVC plastic pipe which was cut to suit, and I intend to cover that with some brick paper and darken it up, of course. And this is by no means the final arrangement of the buildings up here, and there's another building or two to be placed on here, and obviously drastic amount of scenery to be done. But as we move around, you can see the cutting here, and this bridge, well, this is the basics of a bridge. There's a lot to be added to it yet, but this is also removable. It just sits on top of the scenery there, which makes it handy if I want to actually access the track. You can see also around here that the little siding goes in under the bridge. Just a little quirky piece I'd like to add there. These supports for the bridge here on either side will be covered in brick paper, as will this wall. I know the wall looks pretty good as a stone wall, but I'm still going to cover it up. Now, as you know, if anything's going to go wrong on your model railway, for example this area here, it's going to go wrong right under there somewhere where you can't reach it. So what I've done in this case is made this section of the town removable, and I'll show you how that comes off. So what we do is firstly take the bridge off, and in this case I'll even remove these supports because they're not stuck down yet. We just don't want them dropping while I'm doing this. Now I'll just rest the camera on a bit of scenery here, so bear with me. So what we do is just lift this up and remove it, and now that that's clear, you can see the epoxy old bit of polystyrene that's it's resting on. Now here's my track here, which I can reach quite easily, and also I can remove the tunnel inner, this piece here, and I've got good access to all the track there. And you can see that it's, if I put my, well, you can see my fingers coming through there, that I can get round to it and get at it. So it's a bit of a pain to sort of create something like this, you know. You've got to cut everything properly and sort it out, but it'll be worth it in the end. And now that I can access it fairly easily, obviously nothing will go wrong in there, and let's face it, there's not much to go wrong in there, but that's usually the way things go. Now I've put everything back, probably in a different place actually, but that doesn't matter. What I also intend to do around here is where this bridge area is, I feel that this space in between the doorway here is wasted. So I reckon I can fit a couple of magnets along this edge of the bridge, or the lifting flap, and use them to secure a further piece of scenery that I can put in this gap here. So I can continue the scenery along here past the doorway and use the blue on the door as a background, obviously, and that also applies to this side of the bridge where there's a bit more room. And so the difficult thing with the bridge folding down is if you have anything with any height here right next to the join, it's going to catch on the scenery as it goes down, because it'll go down at an angle, if you follow my drift. So if it's removable, and that could be done quite easily with magnets, I can have whatever I like here. So that's just additional scenery that can go into the railway. So what we might do now is just run a couple of trains, and you can see what this little effort looks like. Okay, firstly we'll have the branch line shuttle just going out into the tunnel. We'll start that up now. And we can bring it back again. Right, now we'll bring a goods train through the cutting. And now one of my old mainline Jubilees pulling a rake of coaches. So there you are, folks, that's where we are at the moment. Everything is very much up in the air with this sort of layout of the town at the moment. I think the whole thing will be transformed when the backgrounds are done properly. Although these aren't bad, but they're just roughies. And I've got to build myself a static grass applicator and get stuck into greening the embankment here and putting some brick retaining walls in and all that sort of thing. And then of course there's ballasting in the track, and there's the bridge to be done as well. I've also been building up the areas beside the track, because the foam underlay that the track sits on puts it 8mm above the baseboard. So I've put 2 layers of corrugated card in there as a filler alongside the edge of the track, so I don't need so much ballast, and I'll get a fairly good camber on the ballast as well, I think, just enough anyway. So using up all the stuff I've been storing up for a while. So there you go, that's where we are at the moment. So that's it. Okay, cheers, Gourmet.